Hello everyone, I'm Brandon Marcello. This is Joel A. Erickson. It's a Sunday night, and as usual, we're going to review the previous game. Auburn losing a heartbreaker to Texas A&M, 41-38. Two costly fumbles in the end, eerily similar to what happened with Ole Miss. Ole Miss driving late. This game, of course, Auburn fumbling at the 2, and then again with under a minute remaining at the 29-yard line, and both unforced errors on Auburn's part. Joel, Auburn was a huge favorite in this game. Not only did they lose it, but they were getting blown out early. Had to get back into it. What are your takeaways from this game?
Fumbles aside, I think those obviously such big plays, they kind of suck up all the attention. But this is a Texas A&M offense that it didn't have any wheels on it. It like 172 yards against Alabama, which Alabama's got a good defense. The real one was the week before they played Auburn, just 240-something yards against Louisiana Monroe. And Kyle Allen came in completing something like 53% of his passes this season. And from the start, I mean, it looked like a Sumlin offense. It was every bit the shootout. It was every bit the carving up that you kind of come to expect from really good Texas A&M offenses. The only problem was this hasn't been a really good Texas A&M offense in a while, and just busts in the secondary. Going forward, the thing about those fumbles is those are kind of flukish plays. They've run a lot of those things over and over again and never had it happen. The defensive stuff, this is 4 games now, 3 games in a row for the pass defense.
Yeah,
that have been terrible, and that's the big takeaway going forward is they've got to find a way to limit opposing quarterbacks if they want to have a shot in these last couple of games.
Yeah, defense has just been very, very bad. Not getting a pass rush is one thing we focus a lot on. The secondary, just the very first 2 touchdown passes, both players, Jonathan Mincy and I believe the first one was Josh Holsey, both looked lost, didn't know where the football was, didn't properly turn to the football or made football moves. They looked lost. They didn't know what they were doing. And that was the early signs. Then, of course, as the game progresses, Texas A&M, much as Ole Miss did, going through the seams, and Texas A&M with slants and then going deep, really attacking the safeties in the middle third of the field. And that has got to get cleaned up because Georgia, while they don't throw the ball quite a bit, I'm sure saw that on film, and they're going to try and do some things. They've got a strong running attack.
They know how to use tight ends, and those seams, you get the way Ole Miss used Evan Ingram, those seams look.
Yes.
They look gaping right now. They just do.
And also against Texas A&M, Auburn's offense got cranking there in the second half. It's gotten to a point now where you just expect them to score points in bunches. That's what they're going to be able to do. Mm-hmm. The offense is revved up. But when you go into a game where it seemingly feels like they've got to score a touchdown on every possession in the second half to win a football game, you're going to stumble at some point when your defense is not helping you out at all. Luckily for them against Ole Miss, they had a couple fumble recoveries. Otherwise, they would have lost that game probably with a couple touchdowns late. Very possible. Of course, Nick Marshall would have gotten the ball back, and they probably would have went down and scored. But a lot of glaring problems on defense, and you got to wonder, can they really even change anything right now to fix it? Because one thing's scheme, and they've made adjustments at halftime. The second thing is they're just missing tackles. Mm-hmm. Can't do that, and it's a glaring weakness of theirs over these last 3 weeks.
The only guy that really stuck out to me as a physical tackler in the last couple of weeks is McKenzie.
Yeah.
He's made a couple of big hits at the line, but there's something of a little bit of a misconception with this. I think because of the old 4-3 defenses that I think Auburn fans are used to. Linebacker can't make every tackle.
Yeah.
Several of those running plays. There was a safety had a guy lined up in the hole and missed. So the linebackers probably didn't play great. McKenzie in particular was very physical last night. Made a lot of big hits in the line of scrimmage. You got to have more than that. You got to have more than, especially when there's just 2 linebackers. You got to have more than. You can't expect those guys to make 25 tackles a game.
Jermaine Whitehead returned to safety. Came in there late in the first quarter. Obviously, it didn't help him very much because they still kept getting burned. But you got some seniority there. A guy that we did not know was even going to return to defense this season, but he's back. Did not practice the entire week on defense, but got back there late just in time to contribute. You figure he's going to help stable things out a little bit, maybe. Be interesting to see how things develop back there. But right now, it's very obvious. One, Auburn does not have a pass rush. Two, their safeties are just not very good at this moment in the season. And you thought they would get better as the season progressed, and that has not been the case. And it's gone the complete other way.
That's our big takeaways. We're going to have more on the defense in Ellis Johnson's comments, a lot more actually, very quickly here. Some of it will be up before you watch this video, but much more of that coming at AL.com.